What's up, YouTube family? Gerald Greenlee here with Clean and Green Lawn Service in beautiful South Georgia. Hey, hope y'all having a great day today. Nothing better, few things better than an honest employee. Well, we had our first major damage. Full glass door. I think with the blinds, I don't know if the blinds are in it or not, or maybe they're on the back side of it. Anyway, JT sent me a message and said that he seen a door that had a crack in the glass is shattered, back patio doors, and he thinks he did it. Anyway, he thought he did it because last time we were there, he trimmed back there and he was edging with the trimmer, and said that he heard something, but he didn't see anything. I guess he looked over and he seen the door. It looked fine, but it's a double. And so today when he was there, he noticed the door was shattered. So he sent me pictures of it, said, man, I'm sorry, you know, I'll pay for it. You can take it out of my check, you know, whatever. And I said, hey, man, that's what we got insurance for, you know. We'll see what it'll cost, and, you know, if it's, you know, if it's only up to a certain amount, I just pay for it. But, you know, if the thing gonna be, you know, if they can't replace the glass in it and it's gonna be $2 grand, $3 grand to have somebody come in, put, you know, replace the doors and all that stuff, then we'll file it on insurance, you know. I didn't tell him all this, but that's what I'm thinking, right? So he said, I don't know if the customer said anything to you about it. And I said, no. I said, but I'll call him. So I sent the customer a message, super nice guy. And I said, always has been a super nice guy. And I said, hey man, your patio door on the back, one of your doors going out to the pool, the glass is shattered in it. And my guy thinks he might have did it. He said, well, I don't know what happened to it. He said, but they supposed to be coming out either today or tomorrow to replace the glass. I said, well, we were there working 2 weeks ago and we put your pine straw in and mowed everything. And he said, well, he said, I think it was something, he said, I ain't so sure the kid didn't hit it with a baseball or something, you know. He said, something hard hit it, I think. I said, well, now a rock could do that. I said, when them little old rocks come up off a trimmer, I said, buddy, he said, well, I don't know. He said, we were there 2 weeks ago. He said, well, we didn't see it till last week. And I said, well, look, man, we'll pay for it. No. He said, I don't know how it happened. He said, no, I already got it took care of. I said, well, I mean, we don't mind paying for it. I said, I don't know. We don't know if we did it or not. And we don't. And that's the thing. He doesn't know. And, you know, he's a good Christian man. You know, we both kind of in the same place. I started asking if I could pay half of it, but he didn't want me to pay for it, you know. But he don't want us to pay for something because he don't know that we did it. We don't want him to pay for it because we might have did it, you know. So, but that's a shout out to JT. I mean, you know, he noticed it. He said something. And look, he was willing to pay for it. He said, you can tell the customer I'll do whatever I got to do to make it right. Now, I wasn't going to make him do that. But, you know, it's just somebody having that willingness and saying, you know, man, I can't ever remember what doggone road I'm supposed to turn on coming from this way. You know, somebody having that willingness to say, look, I might have done this, and you know, and I know he feels terrible about it. In fact, I'm riding over here where I think he's at cutting. We got to go to a new yard today that he's never been to, so I had to come over for that. Well, I didn't have to. I could have told him, you know, but I figured I'd come over to help him with that. He wants to be off tomorrow to go with his wife to a doctor's appointment, so I think we're going to go try to cut a little bit at the college today on the outer perimeter. That way, when I go back, you know, next week, or when I go tomorrow, I won't have to do all of it. So, oh boy, he's out there riding that standard. And I see he done got to where he likes some standards now, probably. But anyway, yep, He's got the front yard cut, looks like. So, good job, good job, good job. He done cut this over here too, ain't he? Like he about done, man. He got some stripes down out there in the yard. He probably thinks he's getting fired, man. He's like, oh man, he done showed up on the job, man. He's finna let me go. But he didn't run them standards much when he first started. He was always on that sit down, but I see he's liking that now. He told me he was getting used to them, but you know, he had to cut with them for about 3 days because Super S was in the shop, and so I guess he got used to running them. But anyway, I thought I'd tell y'all that story. I got on my work clothes, man, like my office clothes, man. But I ain't worried about the blue jeans. But I brought me a shirt here and a mask, so that way I'll have that. We'll get out there cutting some. So I ain't got no weed eating clothes on though. Sorry, JT. All right, let me get out here. All right, YouTube posse, y'all look at that. Last one of the day, and it is 6:20. So by the time JT gets back to the shop, because he's gonna stop and fill the mowers up, by the time he gets back to the shop, he'll be knocking on 12 hours. That's probably what I'll put in for him, because he left the shop at 7:30 this morning. So we did cut, so we cut for 2 hours at the college, and basically what the college is, it's probably not right now because it's not growing that much. It's probably maybe 5.5 hours of cutting, actual mow time. And you know, in the summertime it might get closer to you know, 6.5, maybe even 7, if you know, probably never 7, but especially not with a Super Z out there. But man, I've been breathing in dust. So anyway, I should have tomorrow, between edging, weed eating, and blowing off, I got about 3 hours in that, and I figure I probably got maybe another 2 hours of cutting. So I'm looking at about 5 hours probably on the property. I don't know if I already said this or not, but I brought my clothes with me. I think I'm just gonna stay at the house over here, because one of the issues is if you know, over there it takes basically an hour to get to the shop, and then you know, switch out vehicles and all, another 20 minutes to get back to the college. So I don't know, we'll see. Right now my plan is going to be to stay there, but I'll have to change my mind. You know, there's something about sleeping in your own bed. Now we have a bed at this other house, but it's not mine. It's not the one I'm used to. So I haven't stayed there since December the 7th, I think. I think that's the last night that we stayed there, something like that. Or yeah, I think it was December, November or December. So it's been a while. But anyway, JT's off tomorrow, so everything good to go, man. Wrap up the little bit I got to do, and I may try to go to my daughter's and put down the pine straw I got some straw, but I don't know, it just depends on how I feel. I can tell you, man, after that sickness, I just never have got my, well, you know, I don't do this all the time now, and then I had that sickness, and I can tell now when I go out and work 5 or 6 hours, you know, and it ain't even got hot yet. It ain't but like 80, 5 degrees today or something like that. But anyway, I'm gonna find me something to eat, I think. Check back with y'all. Y'all look, see who I got rolling with me today. Rascal. Me and Rascal stayed at the house that we own overnight. So anyway, just coming back to do a closing video, a closing clip for the video that I did on Thursday afternoon. So hey, appreciate y'all watching. My prayer for you is always the same, that the Lord might richly bless you and that you might see all of your blessings as from Him.